it's me, Renee. I'm back. And as you can see, today I have a book talk for you guys. So, last weekend I finished The Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies by Alison Goodman. This is the first in a. I'm not sure if it's a series or duology, because I know there's a sequel coming next year. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be a trilogy. But anyway, it is the first in there's more coming anyway. And so far we don't really know the name of the next book, but yeah. So this is an adult. What would you call it? I would say it's an adult mystery slash historical set slice of life slash romance. There's romance in it, but I wouldn't say it's not like it's not a huge plotline, but it's in there. I would say it's mostly about these two sisters navigating the world and whatnot. And it's also kind of nice. Okay, kind of nice. But yeah, often I feel like when you have adult books, I would say like 98. So that's a bit like, but like 95% of the time, the protagonists are in their 20s, in their 30s, around there. Here, the protagonists are 41. So, yeah, I suppose it's not ancient, but it's older than a lot of other characters in books. And I do enjoy that. And also, this book, it takes place in 1812, which in that time, if you were 41 and not married, which the main characters aren't, you would be quite old and like an old hag, a spinster, like you would be like, yeah, set up to pasture in a way. And yeah, of course, I love an underdog book, and yeah, very much enjoy that book. This book because of that. Okay, so I suppose I should tell you a bit about the book. So the book centers Lady Augusta Colebrook and her sister Julia. So they So they have a younger brother who's 5 years older than them, but because he's younger brother, he gets all the money from and the status from their dead dad. And their dad died like 4 or 5 years ago, and he died while in a brothel. And Lady Augusta, the main character, though I would say Julia is also important. But yeah, Lady Augusta, she decides to she hears that her dad died while being there, so she goes to the brothel to like get his body to be able to to have his body back. But because of this, she was seen in a brothel, and ladies of a certain stature shouldn't be seen in a brothel. So after this, she got kind of looked down upon. A lot of people in the town, yeah, from Bridgeton, but yeah, a lot of people in high society didn't really want to talk to her anymore, and she was kind of ostracized. So yeah, that wasn't that nice. But she still had some friends who still kind of invite her to some parties here and there, so she's not totally outside of society, but she's kind of, I suppose, in a way, at the outskirts. But I suppose she's kind of also like she's kind of like, yeah, she's not really that bothered with it because I mean she's unmarried and she doesn't want to have a husband. It's not like that she's unmarried because she is a lesbian or something. No, she doesn't really want to have a husband. And yeah, so she's kind of happy with how things are. But yeah, I suppose she's not really happy with being mistreated and undervalued in society, but mostly she's happy. And then in the first chapter, we see her and her sister Julia trying to take back uh, some um, some information from a guy who's blackmailing a friend of theirs. They get it back, but through the course of events, they hit him. It's like, oh, we should not hit him. Okay, well, we'll try to we'll just tell people he is drunk, and then yeah, that's how that happened, and they give the information back to her friend. And then after this, they kind of feel like, yeah, okay, so we help this friend. Maybe we should help other friends of ours. Oh, well, that's kind of like a little idea in the minds. And then a few weeks later, they get told about something. Another friend who's in trouble, and they end up helping that friend. And yeah, so they kind of by happenstance in a way become, I won't say private eyes because they're not really solving mysteries. They're more like helping people. Like, so one of the mysteries or one of the plot lines is a friend who's trying to be who's in a danger from her husband. So they kind of kidnap or they help the wife and they help her escape her murderous husband outside, and then she escapes and whatnot. So yeah, things like that. So I suppose yeah, she's kind of like yeah, she's in a way pro-drive, but not in a way. But like I suppose yeah, she's helping acquaintances and friends in different ways. And yeah, I very much like this kind of aspect to the story, the kind of mystery-ish aspect, because it's not a mystery per se, but it's not a mystery. How do you define a mystery? I mean, I feel like mystery you have to have a lot of things that you don't know. And in this book, a lot of the people who are being mean and such are people that you do know. You know what's happening, but you kind of just have to find a way around like the rules because I mean, yeah, in one instance the husband is mean, but in this society the husband has all the powers of like how to solve this and yeah, things like that. And yeah, I love, as I said, love this story. Well, if I didn't, I wouldn't talk about it. But I kind of love have in this story. I would say often in other books where you have similar things where you have like women against patriarchy or like women against society. Like if you're a woman and you're outspoken, you kind of look down upon. At least also very specifically like in historical books, or if you're in a fantasy world where it's a woman, but it's you're a woman, but it's patriarchy, so you're kind of standing up to like you want to stand up to the man. Often a lot of these times in those instances, in those times, often the main character has just lots of sass, has lots of um, knows how to improvise, knows how to dress like a man to like go on a cover, etc., etc. In this book, the main character Augusta, she hasn't really done a lot of cross dressing and like done that in the past, and she doesn't really have a big network of people that she can go to like to help her. So like in one instance, she has to go to a brothel because reasons, but of course it's a brothel, so she can't go as herself because women aren't allowed in brothels, or at least women won't be seen as like everyday in brothels. So she would like stand very much out, and you can't stand out when you're gonna try to help people escape. Um, and then at first she's kind of thinking like, okay, I should try to ask this man that I know might help. He says no. Okay, she can't think of anyone else. She doesn't really have a lot of male friends. So she ends up doing like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna dress myself up as a man and do that. And then like because of this, she ends up going to uh, because of reason she ends up going to a hotel by herself and pretending to be a man. She has to pretend to be a man. She has to have a man voice and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, hmm, okay, you're trying, and like she buys cider, which is kind of like a more male drink, and she kind of almost spits it out because it's just very strong. So like, yeah, it's all these kind of fish out of water elements, which I love in books. And yeah, I just kind of very much love her. Like, even though she's not accustomed to things like this, it's not against her nature. She's kind of, yeah, she wants to, like, she's very much like a justice for all person. And yeah, I just love Lady Augusta. I also very much enjoy like this book. It's set in 1800s, but you have prevalent of black people, you have prevalent people of the queer society, so it's not just kind of a straight-laced kind of white lace boring society. It's a society that's fleshed out and everyone's included in it. And yeah, I love that. And yeah, it's also I would say put mildly, I would say like this book definitely one of those books where the characters are amazing, the plot lines are amazing. I mean, you can't really guess what's gonna happen. I mean, yeah. Also, I did forget to say like there's is actually one mystery like that's like underlining all this that we don't really know what happened, but that doesn't get sold in this book. So that's probably going to be sold in next book or in later books. But yeah, I just kind of like there being one core mystery or like one mystery that's we don't really know what happened around then. I won't say more because it's fun for you to not know that much. But yeah, it's regarding one of the main characters. Yeah, the love story very nice. The characters very good. The penmanship, of course, very good. It's Alison Goodman. I've read other books for her. I mean, she also has like a YA book series set in 1800s, so I know she can write historical books in a compelling way. And yeah, it's just yeah, one of those books that I have no complaints. I suppose if you were asked me to like nitpick, I could say that it's. I mean, this book has just one point of view, and I would say I mainly prefer several point of views in my books. But I suppose also like in this book, you don't really feel like you need several point of views. It is. It's not like a. It's not like a thing that's I feel is missing from the book. And yeah, the benevolent society of ill-mannered ladies definitely worth the read. I don't really feel like I've heard people talk about this book. So yeah, if you like historical reads where people stand up to patriarchy and kind of yeah, do those kinds of stuff, I suppose yeah, if you like mysteries that are kind of different because this is not like it's not like a book with more mysteries, a book with several mysteries. And it's not a mystery because most of the time, as I said, you know who the bad guy is, who the good guy is. It's just kind of figure out how to help them. But if you like that kind of books, I would highly recommend this book. And yeah, this is I'm thinking probably a UK cover, and then you have a US cover that's kind of with people on it. But yeah, I kind of like this cover very much. And yeah, that's it for this book talk. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you read it, please talk to me about it and how much you enjoyed it. Well, you might not have enjoyed it. Or if you read another historical book from this year that you enjoy, you can talk to me about that. Or just say hi. You can do that as well. And yeah, bye.